And speaking of despicable, let's not forget the carbon tax, because as we are in an economy where we see inflation out of control, anyone that's been to a supermarket recently can attest to that. Even though interest rates are on the rise, even though there are problems in the job sector, it's time for a carbon tax, the latest version of the carbon tax. Blackface has every excuse to say, you know what, we're all about saving the environment, yada, yada, yada. But this is not the time to further make the lives of Canadians miserable with the implementation of a carbon tax increase. But no, he won't do that. And good for Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada, for taking Trudeau to task with this. Let's check out that video.
Your predecessor, Aaron O'Toole, supported the carbon tax. You do not. I just want to know, what are the reasons that you're not supporting a carbon tax going forward?
The carbon tax has failed. Everything about the carbon tax is proven to be a lie. Trudeau told us it would make taxpayers better off, that they'd get more in rebates than they paid in costs. Now, the parliamentary budget officer, whom he appointed, has confirmed that Trudeau was lying. That in fact, Canadians will pay about $1,500 more in higher carbon tax costs than they get back in rebates. 2, he said it would reduce emissions. In fact, he hasn't met a single solitary emissions target since he took office. And 3, he said it would help the environment, when in fact, what we see is it's just driving jobs to more polluting foreign jurisdictions. So a Poilievre government will get rid of the carbon tax to bring down gas, heat, and grocery bills. We'll tackle climate change. Instead of tackling climate change by making traditional energy more expensive, we'll do it by making alternative energy more affordable. We'll speed up approval for hydroelectric dams in Quebec, for nuclear energy in Alberta, Saskatchewan, New Brunswick, and other provinces. We'll back up carbon capture and storage so that our brilliant energy sector right here in Alberta can put the carbon back in the ground where it came from. That's a common sense approach to bring home lower prices and a more pristine environment. And that's my approach. Let's bring it home.
Bravo, Pierre Poilievre. And, look at the question that journalist asked. Why are you against the carbon tax when Aaron O'Toole was for it? Can someone crowdfund some dough for that journalist and buy him a calendar? It's 2023. Aaron O'Toole is yesterday's man. Aaron O'Toole is yesterday's man, and much like the carbon tax, is a failure because in the election campaign of 2021, he reversed position on the carbon tax, on the gun grab, and look what happened. That was an election Pierre Poilievre, Aaron O'Toole could have won, should have won, but he got, bad advice from his puppet masters. They probably said, listen, we've got the Conservatives fan base locked in. All we have to do is appeal to Liberals with things they like higher taxes and going after guns. The only thing is, if I'm a Liberal supporter, I don't want Liberal Light. I want Liberal Classic. I'm going with the Big Red brand and voting Liberal. And what you saw in 2021, I think, it wasn't Conservatives being so mad at O'Toole that they would vote for another party. They just stayed home in record numbers. And look what we have, potentially more years of blackface all the way till 2025. I think there'll be an election next year, which is really going to piss off Jagmeet Singh because that'll be 1 year short of qualifying for his full government pension. And let me tell you, folks, those Armani suits, the Rolex watch, the BMW M3, those are very expensive line items. So he really desperately needs that pension. So for once, I would love to see blackface screw one of his allies as opposed to screwing the entire populace in Canada. Now, moving right along. Oh, we have more blackface. Apparently he has a theory about what the Ukrainians are fighting for. let's roll that video. And I ask you folks, does this make sense to you?
Ukrainians right now are fighting for the fundamentals of democracy, for the UN Charter, for the principles and values that underpin our country and so many others. That's why we stand with Ukraine. That's why, a couple of denial of service attacks on government websites, bringing them down for a few hours, is not going to cause us to rethink our unequivocal stance of doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes to support Ukraine.
Whatever it takes, as long as it takes. I'm reaching for my wallet now, folks, to make sure it's still there, because does that mean yet more billions of dollars going towards Ukraine? And when Blackface says they're fighting for the UN Charter, oh, golly, why didn't you tell us that earlier? Where is the WHO on board? How about the WEF? Are any other globalist institutions part of this mandate as well? I think in that clip, if you look at it objectively, he's basically, Blackface that is, talking people out of supporting the Ukraine initiative. Absolutely amazing. And it looked like, why was that photo op? Why was that press conference staged in what seemed to be a supermarket? I guess only the likes of Blackface can go into supermarkets these days and not have to worry about the basket of groceries is going to cost at the cashier table. By the way, I think, folks, the people I really feel sorry for these days with all the inflation that's going on, it's potential Price is Right candidates. I frequently go into a supermarket, have the basket, not the big shopping cart. I reckon, at this point, that's about $55. And the total's typically $117.95. I have lost all track of the prices that are going up on our groceries. But I have also noticed, I may say, there's that phrase, I think it's called shrinkflation, because as the price is going up, the package sizes, that is, are going down. So we're getting screwed on both levels.
That's a clip from something we call Rebel News Daily. It's our daily live stream hosted by my friend David Menzies, but the show also includes a rotating cast of hosts and special guests, including me. It's a great way for us to talk about the news of the day as the news is happening in an unscripted fashion, and it's an awesome way for you to interact with us as well. We stream every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Mountain, wherever you find Rebel News. See you there.